So today we have a special guest coming by to bring his car. We get to do a little bit of work to it. TJ Hunt. So we've seen his car before, we met him before, but now we get to do a little bit of work on his car. It's gonna be cool. What's up, TJ?
There he is.
How's it going?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. Hey, Mickey.
What's up, brother?
Don't be so serious. There's a beard challenge in here.
What?
Joe's ready.
Huh?
Have you? Hey, Calvin.
Whoa.
Did you just wake up?
Nah, it's just my hair every day.
I'm just messing. All right. All right, we'll check out TJ's car in a second. He's got the Jay-Z single turbo set up in there. So let's see what he's done under here.
The assessment. I'll have the hockey stick in the car.
Cool.
So,
Looks good.
yeah, I didn't have time to do another throttle party and all that stuff, but I should take the.
What's up, guys? So TJ took off. He dropped his car off and some body panels. He has a couple things he doesn't like that how it was done, and a couple things that ended up not working out how maybe they thought or planned, and then just some other stuff that's unfinished. So let's start at the front of the car, and I'll just kind of, this will be like you guys see the beginning of when it showed up, and then we're gonna make a couple changes, just subtle stuff, nothing like redoing anything like major, but we're gonna change some stuff that he's requested and like clean some stuff up. And then there's a couple of systems like with the wiring that he needs addressed on a couple areas, and then some other engine stuff. I'll show you as we go. So one of the things that isn't working right now, he got all this new fab work done in the front, but I guess these aren't lining up how they're supposed to. So we're gonna end up taking these off and then kind of change it a little bit to work how we need it to, and then with the front bumper. And then we have some stuff we're gonna do with the crank breather in there, vacuum lines for the boost solenoid, and then some wiring stuff. Like headlights aren't wired yet, but these headlights have been opened up already, and Flyride did some custom stuff on it, probably projector lenses and maybe LED kit on there. So that's gonna be cool, and I could always hit up Chris at Flyride and then he'll let me know what's inside there. But we're gonna wire that to a switch. I think what we're gonna do is put a ARC 8000 touch, you know, one of those touch panels setups like what Jeff has in his car. See the, you know, the 8 buttons? Put one of those in there and then wire it so that he has, right now it's just one toggle switch and then a start button, and we're gonna change it up a little bit better so he has more controls, like turn on headlights and maybe even, no, it doesn't look like he runs a wiper. So headlights, and then ignition will have its own, ECU needs to have its own, and then I believe that would be it, because we're gonna have, right now it's set up when you turn ignition on that his fans will just come on, the fuel pump comes on, and his electric water pump just stays on. Fuel pump, you want it to be that way, but with this other stuff like the fans, you do not want that on right at the beginning. So with a fan, especially when he's got a radiator in the back and an electric water pump, fan does not need to come on till the engine is at temp. So we're gonna change that, so we pin it to the ECU. So we'll kind of show you guys what we do as we do it, and then the list that he's gonna have us do is right here. It's, you know, decent sized list. So it's gonna be plenty of work that we can share with you guys as we do it, and then like mount some stuff for taillights. So this will be a pretty cool project, and he's gonna also compete this year in Top Drift. So right now it's the beginning of February. We realistically only have like 6 weeks, so we're barely gonna have enough time to get all the parts we need, and then utilize those parts and do the work on the car. So first things first, me and Jeff and Joe will put it on the lift and do an assessment on it and make a second checklist. We'll kind of take their checklist that they wrote, and then we check over it and see what it is that we might add to it, and that might take an hour or so, and then we just start working on all the different systems. And that's where we're at with TJ Hunt's car. It's cool that we get to work on it. And we will keep you guys updated. Okay, so we're over here with some lists. This list is what TJ gave us that he needs accomplished.
Nope, this one is.
Oh, this one. This is what we need accomplished. This is what we're gonna ask for different part numbers. And then some of that, me and Jeff will go over and maybe switch some of it off of there onto there. So there's some things that, well, we have like a little plan for how we do like different systems now because of like trial and error and or maybe previous, you know, luck with certain different pumps or whatever the case would be, or different fuel line or stuff. So we use a certain parts list on each car. Some of it is not what we would choose on this car, but at the same time, it probably will work. We just see what there's some of the stuff we're gonna change though, or we don't like, and we're gonna just say, hey, we gotta change this, and he'll probably let us. So one of the, well, no, there's lots of the things that we made a list for, but one of the things we're gonna do is remove all of his wiring. He has a lot of chassis wiring, just OEM Nissan stuff that it's just excessive on a race car, and then we're gonna do custom wire harness for him. Just simple race car stuff. He's not gonna need blinkers or anything, just headlights, taillights, and then his switch panel, ECU. And yeah, that's it. And then we're gonna do some plumbing on oil coolers, just one oil cooler down there. And then we're gonna do a lot of like fixing things. There's no mount for this car steering reservoir. We'll make that happen. He has kind of like a less than satisfactory, I guess you could say, oil catch can. Maybe we'll get to just make him a new one out of aluminum if we could do it in the right price range. And then I think all of this can get eliminated, huh? Yeah. So Jeff put about 5 hours or so into, maybe all day, into TJ Hunt's car so far. He's pulled some of the wiring out of this area, chassis harness wise. He has not pulled out any engine harness. That was the one from Wiring Specialties, and we were very happy with everything Wiring Specialties so far. So we took out everything on the inside. Skipping past the engine bay, let's check out the inside of the car. So this is the end of the engine harness. This is what we will be connecting into his new relay panel, switch panel he's getting. There's his ECU up in there. And so all that's remaining is engine harness, ECU, and his new AM display, and battery, and a couple cables to the battery. So we have clean slate, and we need to wire up fuel pumps and water pump in the back. The water pump's in there, fuel pumps are over here, and fans. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'd be 5 major things in the back and 5 relays. So Jeff is now making a list of supplies. We kind of already know the general idea of what we need to buy, but he's going through different Deutsch connectors that he's gonna buy, and then we'll come up with our list, purchase all that stuff, get it here in the next couple days, and then Jeff can make this chassis harness. And then for in the engine bay, we are gonna come through the firewall to come out to each side so we can wire up the headlights. And let's see, that's it in the engine bay, I think, because there's no fans up here, so just headlights. Then we're gonna do some plumbing, and we're gonna do catch can and some other stuff in here. And then if anything catches our eye, we're gonna be replacing some other stuff, but if anything catches our eye, we will then address that and go and switch it. So that's the plan. And then Joe has some fab work he's gonna do. Gotta mount this taillight. If we like that side, how it works, we're gonna leave that thing for that taillight. That was only one side was done. This stuff on the Lexan is pretty, I don't think this is actual Lexan. This is probably just plexiglass from Home Depot, I'm guessing. So it looks pretty rough, not gonna lie. We're gonna try and clean up what's already existing here a little bit better, the best we can, to make it look a little bit more appealing and refined instead of the way it was left right here. Lots of little details that maybe we wouldn't have done it that way, but that's the way it was done. So we're not gonna redo everything for him, but just try and make it all a little cleaner, and everything that needs to be functional will be functional. So we got a lot of work ahead of ourselves, and this is where we're at so far today. Where's all the wiring that you took out, Jeff?
Taped up in the box.
Oh, that's a big box. And there's some other random stuff here. This was some of his other wiring that was done. Not amazing, but I mean, it did work for the dyno, and it was working, so I think it's okay, but it's not, probably wouldn't have been reliable when he's at the track, and he might have ran into some issues down the road. So it's underneath here. That's all the wiring. Well, I don't think you guys get an idea if you take every wire out of a stock Nissan 350Z chassis, fills up that box. That's what he's got. And so it would have had the fuse box from right here and all the relays and the IPDM that was there. So lots of stuff. Well, alright, so that's that for today, and we will update you guys soon with more details.